The question that I'm sure you are asking yourself right now is, have we seen the bottom of this correction, this halving correction? It is literally, well, I'm in Dubai right now, so we're less than 24 hours, but I don't know. It doesn't matter where the world you are, it's on blocks, whatever. Point is, halving is like a day away. And historically, this has always come. So the question is, guys, how much lower could we go? Or is this little bit of momentum that we're seeing right now actually the bottom and time to go ape in hard? So that's what we're going to be talking about today and my exact strategy. So let's dive into it right now without further ado. Okay, so why I've been telling you guys that I'm just sitting on the sidelines and waiting is because, thank God, I'm not leverage trading anything right now, because like, since over here we just said let's go sideways, and like it'd be so hard to trade this with leverage. Certainly I would just get wrecked all day long. So I'm just chilling, right? And this is, I think, one of the important things that that I want to take away from today. Can you guys hear me? Okay, just wasn't sure if the audio's coming in. Was that in times like this, in my opinion, it's a good time to study, right? It's not the best time to make a lot of moves, right? You don't want to make a lot of moves. You don't want to try, when the markets are just going sideways like this or down, like, don't try to do 100x right now. Study. Like, what I've been doing is taking more time to look into the things that I even have high conviction in, right? Even looking deeper, make sure that I'm well positioned, because in my opinion, we are anywhere from days to weeks before we start seeing parabolic growth in Bitcoin, and then of course in our precious altcoins. So are we positioned correctly? And let's just quickly do some macro news. The last 4 or 5 days have been negative net outflows. And to everybody new in the market, oh my God, is the bull market over? We're getting crushed. This is what separates the seasoned cryptoers versus the noobs to the industry. And if you're watching the channel, you know that there's never been more bullish fundamentals ever, right? Bitcoin hash rate is the highest it's ever been. Presidential election year. We've got money printers going to turn on because the debt is too high. So the U.S. either defaults. This is the whole world, not just U.S. Either defaults or they print more money. What are they going to do? They're going to print more money. And then, of course, this dip, not only does it line up with the charts in the past around the halving, but it's also severely around the war, right? And it baffles my mind that these events like the war scared people, the markets, because, and I'll show you guys a post in a second, but like I said before, historically, those are what have always been done to pull countries out of recession, especially the United States, for example. So what this post right here is saying from Rex Capital is essentially, so we've seen 18% pullback so far. And what he's saying is that, in his opinion, we can go as much as 23%, which would put it like, another, I don't know, if that's like, what is that, like 5% in Bitcoin, we're talking, 15 to 20% maybe in your alts. If I had dry powder sitting on the sideline, which I don't, because I'm all allocated, but if you have a normal job and like every week or something you got cash that you put into the market, or you generate cash and somehow, and then you put, this is what you should be doing, then what I would be doing right now is I would just start, like, literally from today, dollar cost averaging over, say, like, well, if you get paycheck every week, then just continue to do that dollar cost average into your favorite coins of choice. In that respect, like, don't try to time the bottom, because you never will do it properly, and don't try to time the top. And we know historically that DCA, dollar cost averaging, nearly always outperforms people who try to time the bottom and the top. So it's so easy. Don't stress, relax, chill. Just chill, DCA, and this, if anything, appreciate the I don't know if I say the calmness of the markets, but appreciate the time to be able to study a bit more what's going on. And this is what I was talking about before. So Luke Barton says, market corrects, such an insane setup right now. Markets correct on World War III headline risk. Alts see biggest dip since bull run started. $9 billion of open interest wiped. Bitcoin still within striking distance of all-time highs. And the halving is just a day away. And study how risk assets respond to military conflicts. Vietnam War, booming. Gulf War, booming. Afghanistan War, I don't know what happened there. That was the anomaly. And then Iraq War, booming. Crimea War, booming. Like, those charts look pretty, except for this one, look pretty bullish. And that's what I was saying. Like, now, guys, it's not the first time we've had these kind of like these scary, like the scare crashes, right? Who remembers this? Unfortunately, this was one of my biggest losses ever. This is when I learned to not over leverage myself in something like the Aave looping method I talked about before. Because on this effing day, the bottom of the wick is where I lost multiple hundred Bitcoin. It was unbelievable. But like some dollars of the price going down. Lessons learned. Man, I can't tell you guys in the 12 years I've been in this space how much crypto I've lost and how much I've been able to make, you know. But it's all lessons that I've been learning, and this also, I think, brings extra value to the channel. So I get to share my experiences with you as well. And guys, if you appreciate that, if you appreciate that, do us a favor and destroy that like button. And if you're new to the channel, what's up? My name is Kyle. I'm in Dubai right now for Token 2049, and it has just been crazy here. The entire city flooded, and what was supposed to take me 6 hours to get here took 24 hours, and that's why you haven't seen a video in 2 days. But anyway, guys, so yeah, COVID crash, quick recovery, V-shaped recovery. I think he said, like, this is where he talks about, in one of these tweets that I pull up, it talks about the length of these kind of corrections. Yeah, do you remember when Russia invaded Ukraine? Look at this quick dip. Oh yeah, he says that's it. Do you remember when Russia invaded Ukraine and Bitcoin never recovered and went to zero immediately afterwards? Nah, you don't, because it never happened, fool. Exactly. Now here is something to get excited about. This is the charts for the previous cycles, and you see this one and this one and this one and this one. Guess where we are right now? Bam! We're over here. We are here. There's a lot to be excited for, guys. Like, we're here now, right? And I was just talking to someone earlier about this, right? Like, we're not even really technically in like a very, we are in a bull run, right? But it's not like the bull run. Because one, we don't have a bunch of retail back in the market. And the retail that is back in the market, like you guys watching this video, we haven't gotten like, well, maybe if you're watching this channel for long enough, maybe you've made good money, but like, it's nothing compared to what we will all have in 6 months from now. And trust me, everybody who's watching this channel in 6 months from now, you guys will be like, what, like this. Like, it'll be one of the best feelings ever. I promise you that. I will help steer you in the right direction. But this is what I'm talking, like, everybody feels like a genius in these peak bull runs because everything is just up only. But just to give you some perspective of where we are, like I said before last week, it's about positioning yourself and being really confident in where you are, what assets you're in too. And in a bit in the video here, I'm going to talk about the Memecoin space and my thoughts on it as well. But as you guys can see, just more macro perspective from Eric Balkunis, like 30, no, John, John, if you're watching this, I'm making a video, then I'm coming out. No! Oh, yeah. John, I'm in the middle. John, I'm in the middle. John, I'm literally live in the middle of making a video. You're in the video right now. I'll call you back. Okay. John shares an office with Rand. Okay, anyway, so 30 new fund managers have now been offering BlackRock's, so like more and more people are going to start selling the ETF to more people. And Hong Kong starts trading on the 30th, which could bring up to $25 billion more injected into the ecosystem. And guys, crypto is just never going away. This is just a basic, this is just overall a tweet from Andrew. Like, but we all know, like we talked about it a million times before, that like this asset class is not going away ever, right? You know, they have something called the Bitcoin obituaries, talks about every time that Bitcoin has died, and like it's just not going to die. It keeps evolving. This is critical infrastructure. And I think that's something that this is something that probably makes this channel different than others. And let me know in the comments below, guys, if you feel like this. But I feel like I'm one of the only people who really talk about like what we're doing here, right? The actual word decentralization. I was listening to Ivan on Tech earlier today. And he was talking about how finally people like Ernst & Young are ditching these retarded, stupid, centralized blockchains that were no good. And I remember being I was on Mario's Twitter Spaces, like, you know, I don't know, it was like a year ago or something like that. And I forget the name of the guy who was on there, like moderating it. And this is the first time I was on there without Mario. And like there was like 15,000 people listening live, right? And then and everyone who was on the stage was just talking about how cool these centralized blockchains were. And I was just sitting there like biting my tongue and being like, and then finally after I just kept hearing this, like this has been always my problem with the space, is that you just get a bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about. And then they get in front of an audience and then they just vomit misinformation into the space. Everyone's like, oh, that's so cool. And then years later, people come out and so what my objective is here, guys, on this channel is like to teach you the most important things. Like, this is why I'm so bullish on Paid and Commonwealth, and we'll get to that in a minute. But like, show me another project that is actually building a closed loop circular token economy. This is the entire idea around blockchain, Bitcoin, decentralization. Like, literally is to remove. So normally in business, you've got this person over here, let's say it's a buyer, this person over here is a seller, and then a middleman, right? And the middleman extracts value, like commission, profit, whatever, from those two parties who are actually doing business with each other. Blockchain and decentralization builds a protocol around removing the middleman, so it can be peer-to-peer, which means that value extraction doesn't happen, which means that like the buyer will get the item cheaper and the seller will make more money. Okay, so I don't, it bothers me because I don't hear enough people, KOLs, influencers, like it's all about, everyone's just talking about the pump. And don't get me wrong, I want you guys to make money too. But my style is different, right? You guys don't see me aping into, there's been 17 million meme coins minted over the past, 2 months. You don't see me out there aping into all of these. I look at the ones that you guys know. Like, you guys know exactly the ones I talk about. The ones that I think are special, that I find interesting. There's not a lot of them. Because I do respect meme coins as a category. And I do respect the casino too, if you want to go play it. But I think it's important that you don't get too carried away in that and start allocating too much money into the meme coin casino, because inevitably 99.9% of those will go basically to zero, just like the NFT collections that everyone was so bullish on with the great communities back in 2021. I promise you the same thing is going to happen. So except for the ones that make it through, right? And even then, we still don't know. And in my opinion, in my humble opinion, it will be the ones that evolve into something of value that will stick around. So my goal here, guys, is to really help you understand the fundamental aspects of what we're doing here, why this industry exists in the first place, what makes Bitcoin and altcoins and decentralized applications so significant. Because at the end of the day, if you can find great projects that have good teams, both from a technical and a business and a marketing perspective, that are building the right models, and you develop high conviction plays in those are the things that can literally do 1,000x, right? And that one investment, just that one alone, can make generational wealth. And so this is why I like times like this and like times like the bear market, where you just chill out and study and find and build more conviction in things that you're looking at. You don't have to do the things that I'm talking about. In fact, I encourage you to do your own. But yeah, this is why I appreciate these times. So, so again, like the market is looking okay now, but again, like it could just be, there could be another pullback tomorrow. There's just too much uncertainty with the entire Middle East thing right now. Like, you know, this is a week ago, and then this is like an hour ago. This is like today. Like, I'm just not. The only thing I am doing right now is looking like, well, again, I don't really have. So I actually like. Hold on. What Alex Kruger says here is like, market flushes are the perfect time to reallocate from poor performing assets. He says like ETH to higher quality, faster horses like Sol, Ton, Wild World, R, and Tau. No. But, you know, whatever your faster horses are, of choice. And I agree with that. Like, unless you have high conviction and you know something is coming, like, yeah, like, we'll get into it in a bit here. So, what was it? What is here? What I pulled up here? I was just looking. Sorry, this, I don't know why the people were talking about Bobo, whatever. I'm not buying this one here at all. People are bullish here, but like, I don't. Maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not into this one. And then no, this one either, because I was just doing research here. So basically, this part of the show, I want to talk about some memes and some other projects as well. Just give you my general thoughts about what's going on. So this is not bad. Like, this is the runes on Solana. Remember I told you guys, like, I just heard the dude like 8-bit talking on his Twitter space, and he's like a really hardcore Bitcoin dude, but like also decided to kind of like connect those ecosystems, and it's doing pretty well. Like, we have a nice, what is it, like where's the price? I don't even know. It's 24 hours up 120% within the last 24 hours. Not bad. And then of course Tucker at a $69 million market cap. Very nice. This one's going to do extremely well as long as he keeps producing content. Now, keep in mind, like it all depends on how Tucker moves forward. You know about this partnership with Banter, and which means that Tucker, the creator, is going to get a lot more alpha and crypto. My opinion, if you're listening out there, Tucker Dev, would be to like, and guys, let us know in the comments. Also, if you are holding Tucker, I want to know what your thoughts are. Like, do you think that Tucker should be focused on making crypto news? Or do you think that Tucker should be more like satire about real world news, like the woke culture, and like even the more sensitive stuff, like the war in the Middle East, or like, like whatever, the stuff that like people that are doxxed can't talk about, right? Like, because it's too politically incorrect. I think that's the most beautiful thing about an anonymous Memecoin founder, is like, they can say the really off the wall shit that nobody has the balls to say. And that's the funniest stuff ever. I mean, South Park gets away with some pretty insane stuff. So I guess you could still do it while being doxxed, but like the world has gotten much more woke since South Park days, right? Like, and I know it's still on, but like, anyway, I also just think there's something like novel about like the Tucker character getting to be Tucker and not like the guy who controls it, the puppet master, right? That's my humble opinion. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think. Again, that's just mine, like my 2 cents. With, of course, like is still an obvious play here to be accumulating. And so what I decided to do, like that was supposed to be the end of the show, guys. And then I just started looking at, and then I'm like, let me just share some other things that's been going on. So as you know, one of the plays that I keep building higher and higher and higher conviction in is BaseDAI and Pepecoin. And it's because of the people that I talk to on a regular basis in the industry insiders, some big funds, like some of the researchers of these big funds. And I'll just be on a call with them talking about whatever. And like, they'll be like, oh yeah, of course I'm bullish on BaseDAI or Pepecoin, whatever. And they know I am, obviously, because I make all this content on it. But yeah, the more I continue to hear about it, so I made this just before this video. If you guys aren't following me on X, like, I'm sorry, you should probably do that. So it's at Kyle_Chasse. So I said, here's a dare to all the crypto Twitter. You spend 1 hour and it could change your whole life. If you think that I'm an idiot and I wasted an hour of your life, I misspelled life, let me know in the comments. But if I am right, your life will forever be changed. Spend an hour with an open mind learning the story of how our beloved Pepe I missed also there too. Spend an hour with an open mind learning the story of how our beloved Pepe, or like this, I don't know, I would say I should go edit it, but I think it's been past 30 minutes. How our beloved Pepe came to be where it is today, probably is what it should say. If you're following me, you will often see me making snapshots of Pepecoin outperforming Pepe on daily price action. And that's referring to the screenshot I just took right here from BaseDAI. And you can see that almost every day, if you look at performance of Pepe versus Pepecoin, Pepecoin is outperforming almost every single day, which means the gap is closing on market cap, which you know what that means. It means it's getting closer to the pepening, right? And just go look at my X, or just start paying attention to yourself. I created this little watch list called the pepening. So every day I can just come in and just validate my thesis here that like it's actually happening on a daily basis. As more people understand what's going on, as more people hear the backstory, it's just so obvious. And so I wanted to make this the most easy research for anyone to do. So I said, if you're following me, you might often see me making snapshots of Pepecoin outperforming Pepe on a daily price action. Below is performance over 3 months. So obvious, right? The gap is closing, then parity, finally the pepening, where those in disbelief finally, who couldn't imagine that the Pepecoin could flip Pepe, jump ship all at once, and you see complete capitulation of fake Pepe and the rise of the OG, which is the Pepecoin. And it's not just because they were the OGs. It's because of BaseDAI and this event that's happening probably within the next 30 days, which is, if you've been watching my channel, you know it's this massive supply shock that's about to happen so people can get these very rare brains on BaseDAI. So I said, well, some might think that that this might not happen, or one day or not at all. That's because you haven't studied Get BaseDAI and how the brains will be minted within a month from now, causing the craziest supply shock any asset has ever seen in the world ever. The evidence is overwhelming. Numbers, data don't lie. The pepening is happening. To make this research even easier, I will leave the links in the first comment below. Once you watch these videos and read the summary of how the brains will be minted, you have everything you need to know, in my humble opinion, take advantage of what will be the best performing trade of this bull run, and maybe ever. Like, I think based right now is like, with this correction, is at like 300 million, right? And this thing's going to, it's at least 60 billion or something like that, right? It should be at parity with BitTensor at the very least, right? And so at the peak of a bull, I made this this math, the last video, whatever. So I just want to give a shout out to DC Roth. Amazing videos. I love these guys' videos. Like, he doesn't make a lot of them, but the ones he does, he's just so captivating, and he covers great things. He's recently made some videos on the other side from Yuga Labs. And I know while some people are talking crap about Bored Apes, I think that this might be one of the best opportunities to pick them up for the cheapest they will be right now. Like, Bored Apes maybe hit the floor right now, but could you imagine? Go watch DC Roth's video on the other side and see how far it's come along. Don't forget, these guys raised hundreds of millions of dollars to build this whole thing. It didn't go away. They've been building. So there's some alpha right there. And then this guy I discovered recently, iSocial Fans. The reason I love his videos is because he worked for 10 years for the Department of Defense doing like computer science and encryption. And, you know, the BaseDAI white paper has always been very technical and a bit over my head. But this guy, if anybody, would know how to understand everything. And I think he even spun up the testnet, which is amazing that someone actually tried. Because, you know, like, I mean, if someone wrote an advanced technical white paper on like FHE and encryption and AI, like, I wouldn't know what the hell they're talking about. They could fool me. In the weeks of research I've done, I know that that wasn't the case, just because I've had other people validate it and because I've seen these guys' track record, right? Like, there's no way this is a scam here. But anyway, it's nice. Go watch his videos. He's made two of them so far, and for me, that was great to see the confidence that this guy who has a lot of experience in this industry could validate, and that he is excited about it. And then, of course, I made the links down below here. So and the one to the brain mint, which will be the supply shock on the Pepecoin, which will make it go exponential. I'm giving you all this alpha here, and like, this is why I'm saying, like, in my opinion, or what I'm not doing is aping into all of these new meme coins that come out. Well, yes, it is a casino, and yes, you hear a story once in a while of someone making tens of millions of dollars, and that's great. But you hear the same thing in the lottery too, right? And it doesn't happen very often. And most of these people that are doing this are probably, you know, just sniping everything, or they have inside information or whatever. I don't know. But you know, I don't. I just know that I've been in this space for 12 years. What I've been doing works really well, and I'm sharing that with you guys. Now, paid. I'm not allowed to talk about future price performance, but this is the thing that's had pretty steep correction in this correction. Remember, this was at like 40 something cents recently, and now it's at 15. And it's we kind of announced the new economic flywheel, but we're going to come out with we're preparing all this material so we can make it very clear to the audience and use our KOL network to help you guys understand, because the circular token economy, this economic flywheel it's built in, is so powerful. It will absolutely blow your mind, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys very, very, very soon. And also, we just had this. I was so busy last week getting ready for here and everything, and I forgot to talk about Metropolis, which we just raised for on Paid the other day, yesterday, day before, and I realized I didn't tell you guys about it. So I did at least go write up a summary in the VVIP group, because like, this thing is an amazing project, and I didn't share with you guys ahead of time on here on YouTube. I'm so sorry about that. I will not make that mistake moving forward. It managed to sell out anyway, but you can see what I like. So I realized that, and I just had, you know, I just came in here in the VVIP group which, by the way, if you guys want to join right now, the what I'm asking is just send us a little note on how you might be a value add. Maybe you like to research, maybe you like to make art, maybe you just like to make the community smile. I don't know. It doesn't have to be something super crazy. Just value to the community would be great. And then it costs you nothing other than that. media@mvglobal.io. And so anyway, I wrote this up in here, guys, and it was just so obvious after I wrote this up. The insane team, and the reason that people haven't been hearing this is because this was a private sale. So of course, when we as a VCs invest in private sales, the projects aren't super hyped up yet either. This is what it's like to be invested as a VC. You just ask them, what is your go-to-market strategy, right? And they do have one, and they've got crazy mainstream influencers like Steve Aoki and others, and a list of 150 Web3 influencers as well. So they're about to kick off the marketing campaign soon, and people will regret that they had this opportunity to come invest at the private sale with other VCs on Paid Ignition and didn't, right? So anyway, I will make sure to talk about everything that we launch moving forward. With that being said, let's see if we can go. Yep. So Umoja is coming up next week in 5 days. Insane project. I will make a dedicated video on Umoja very, very soon. Make sure to do it before the actual sale comes up. And insane. And then, of course, Commonwealth, my other baby, other than Paid. I think that what Paid is doing, what Commonwealth are doing, literally is a complete game changer in the crypto space. I have been obsessed with the idea of decentralization because I know that it's a good model. I know that it can work. I know that it's the most valuable. I know that the people that will be involved in these DAOs and organizations will appreciate it and see that it's more valuable than the traditional centralized models. And if you can create a valuable product that generates a lot of revenue, and all of that goes back into the token economy, and I will demonstrate this to you guys, and our partners will be demonstrating this to you guys here very soon. We've been working on infographics and this kind of stuff, a video that will explain it to you, how the paid token economy works, how the wealth token economy works, and why I'm just in love with Commonwealth and Paid. That's something we've built. I'm very, very proud of it. It's kind of like, even though Paid has been around since January 2021, spent the entire bear market reimagining how it would work, which meant tech built from the ground up, economic model built from the ground up. And so we have had some small technical difficulties on the first couple of them. But this happens when you've got new tech, and I'm not excusing it, but I believe that it's all been fixed. And what I asked the team to do as well is implement a bug bounty campaign and have just white hats attack it and whatever, just try to take it down. We'll see. Apologize for any inconvenience you might have had. But guys, Commonwealth is going to be massive, and that is coming up very, very soon as well. It gives you, it's a different type of project than Paid, but both of them are focused around giving you guys access to tokens before they're traded on the secondary market, which again, in Commonwealth is even earlier stage, very early stage. Sometimes it's 10, 20, 30x your investment by the time it starts trading on the market, right? Insane. This opportunity has never existed before in the history of anything. And I mean, that is an insane value proposition for the entire world. Okay, now moving on quickly, what I just did is I thought, okay, well, if I was to do some other alpha right now, what would I do? I would go buy what seems to be the number one meme coin on the most popular blockchains, because they'll probably all go to 1 billion. So I opened up Dex Screener, and I just went, here's all the chains over here, and I just went to the chains that I think are going to be valuable. We know Solana, that's WIF, Ethereum, is Pepecoin. BSC, I don't remember, but it's something that someone talked about recently. Is that MOG on there? I think actually maybe let's see. Is it MOG? So what I would do is I would just go to the chain and then I would sort by FTV to find the highest FTV, and then I would look for something that looks like a meme, right? Like baby Dogecoin. Is that really the biggest one on BSC right now? Doesn't seem very original at all to me. I don't know, but also like BSC, like they're doing the layer 2s. Maybe that's more interesting. Arbitrum, I don't know what you guys could probably tell me. Like this is the thing. Like again, I'm quite concentrated, but what I would do is go find the biggest thing again. So what I do is click on the chain, I'd sort by market cap, and then I look for like the meme that is number one. So this one's probably, I'm sure I've heard it before, something like that. I don't know, guys. What is it? What is it on Arbitrum? AI Doge. Okay, whatever. If that's the one that you want to go with. Base, we know is Brett. Polygon, I don't know. It's so old. Who like whatever. I think it's the new ones that you want to pay attention to. Anyway, I'm not gonna go through all of these, but I do think the ones that are interesting is like, so on Blast, it's Pac Moon. That's kind of hilarious. I think there seems to be other. I didn't really look through this, but if I picked one of them, it would be Pac Moon, because Pac-Man Blur is the guy who created this, and so it's like paying homage to him. Oh yeah, it's up here too, the number one. Like that one seems very obvious to me. Pulse Chain, I'm just skipping. Mantle is obviously Puff. And like we've talked about before, I think I pulled these up over here. So, oh yeah, so on Ton, it's this one. It's this what is it called? Resistance Dog. Like these, I think these are all going to 1 billion in the. So this is an easy, like, what is it, like 15x, like for sure in the bull run. Like that's great. So Core, I've been seeing a lot, and it's a 12. I think the number one meme coin right now is called Comb. And it stands for like ice cream cone or something like that, like of memes, something or other. Whatever. It's 12 mil right now. I just see Core explode. I don't even know what Core is, but I know when people are talking about it, it's pumping a lot. Now, I don't know this one on Phantom. Like I thought I heard someone talk about S-Goat. This chart looks messed up. But maybe it's a good time to buy. I don't know. Maybe it just launched at the time everything was correcting real hardcore. But am I on the right one? Because there's also the Speedy at 15 mil, better looking chart. It's also a hedgehog. Was this one? Oh no, it's a goat. This one's a hedgehog. It has to do with like their Sonic layer, the new infrastructure that's coming to Phantom as well. F-Son, I don't know, guys. Like, but anyway, that's basically what I would do. Oh yeah, Puff. Here we go. On Mantle, obvious play for that one's at what? 62 mil. So you got like another 15x on that. Foxy, obviously, like Linnea, MetaMask. Again, another 15x here probably in the bull run. And Pac Moon, Blast is going to be big. Blast will be big. I didn't realize how significant this Pac-Man developer was until I watched DC Roth's video about it. And this is why I love DC Roth's videos. Like, he went into history about the creator of this guy, and it was very impressive. I got a lot more respect for this project now than I did before. And so anytime I might have poked fun at it, I apologize. And thank you, DC Roth, for bringing my attention to just how brilliant this developer is. Anyway, guys, I'm out. Let's go call back John, who has blown me up, and go see where the Banter family is right now. But it's like 1 a.m. I should just go to bed, right? I should just go to bed. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.